FEMA slasher movie around a place, and name it, please.
And et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Give it a name. Just give it a name.
Oh, okay. So, I reckon it's called...
Well, you start with the place, if that's easier. You can start with, where it's going to be. Where do you want to put... Where's the slasher movie going these days?
Well, as you were helping me out with that with an extra prompt, I did think of a movie called A Bunch of Kunst.
Okay.
And it's in it's in an art museum in Germany. Kunst is German for art, you see. And yes, and so there's a bunch of cunts, and
people will infer horror from this.
Yes, probably. If you say
probably
is bunch of Kunst parenthesis up to you how
it's a horror.
Articulate that.
Yeah.
And look, I haven't thought this through. Roger Corman showed up at my doorstep, Paul. He had some ideas, and I was all for it. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to One Good Thing, the podcast that definitely got to worry. I'm Paul Ferdy.
I'm a good shot. I'm a great shot.
A mole, a soul, a bowl, history hole. Down the history hole.
Yeah.
And it's Jim Wynorski's 1986 comedy, science fiction horror comedy, Chopping Mall.
Paul has a new security system, completely mobile, user-friendly, and absolutely fail-safe. But something is going wrong.
There's another one of those things out there.
Ready to pick us up one by one!
They're here for your protection, and shopping will never be the same. Kill bots.
Chopping Mall. Lots of things are going to get chopped in this mall. It's going to be a chop-heavy experience.
Like our expectations.
The editing.
Yeah. Our perceptions.
Uh-oh.
And our impressions. Could be argued they're all the same thing. I would say.
Our ability to do impressions are going to massively suffer here.
Let me try. Oh, I'm Paul Giamatti. No, see, it's Jimmy Stewart. I'm Christopher Nolan. Well, see, it's all over the place, mate.
Yeah. God knows what's happening. Yes, Roger Corman's equally crazy wife, Julia Corman, produces. She has also produced a series of Night Nurse films and the Saturday the 14th and Saturday the 14th Part 2, Saturday the 14th Strikes Back. Actually, what it's called.
They came before Friday the 13th. There.
Yeah, it's a massive rip-off, Friday the 13th.
Jesus.
She more recently produced Sharktopus and Dino Shark. Who wins? Cinema.
Peter Travers.
He loves all of this. Now, Wynorski is similarly hardworking, having made over 150 films since 1982. That's more than I've seen this year.
Only just, though.
Only just. The threads seem to be sequels to low-budget knockoffs that you've barely heard of, like The Return of the Swamp King. King.
Okay.
That's the final iteration.
That was the original title of the thing. Didn't make any sense.
Beastmaster 2.
Okay.
Sorority House Massacre 2. House 4. Ghoulies 4 and 5.
Okay.
And Deathstalker 2.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well.
How much consent is in this one? Doesn't matter.
What does that word mean? What does any of this mean? Let me out of it!
Then he also does cheap monster movies like Dinosaur Island, Raptor, Venomous. Huh. I wonder if anyone's ever made an exploitation movie and called it Venomous.
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
That'd be pretty good.
Vormus.
Wolfhound, Dino Croc versus Super Gator, and Cobra Gator.
It's just, yeah. The idea's got a lot of mileage.
Also, softcore porn films and parodies like Victim of Desire, Vice Girls, The Witches of Brestwick, The Witches of Brestwick 2, The Breastford Wives. Okay, see what you're doing there. The Lusty Busty Barbecue.
Robo Breast.
Cleavage Field. Like Cloverfield. Attack of the 50-Foot Cam Girl. And The Hills Have Thighs.
Come Girl surely would have been better.
Oh, yeah.
Too on the nose, I guess.
Yeah, far too much. You're not getting into a family theatre with that, mate. Nah. And that's what he wants to be, because he also makes what the fuck films like A Doggone Christmas and A Doggone Hollywood. I'm going to stop naming films directed by Jim Wynorski now.
At some point I will.
I mean,
what?
I'll do one more.
All right, go on.
Sexapede.
That's pretty good. I'm curious about that last one. What's going on with him, Paul? And where are we? And where are you with him? Because I don't know to what extent irony plays a part in his life.
Well,
or if he's just he just loves sitting in that directing chair. It's a really comfy chair.
Oh, fuck, he loves it. And he can't be bothered to leave the set ever, so they just make more movies around him. He's the laziest, hardest working man in Hollywood.
What they call it's not roadies. Fucking
roadies. Movie rosies. Gaffers.
The gaffers. Gaffers come in with a new set and they're like, "Oh, are you the director?" And he wakes up. And he's like, yeah, movies.
Yep.
I know movies.
What's this? Porn? Great. It's a children's film. Great, get those titties out.
It's a dog.
Right, the production starts very commonly. Julia had a deal to make a horror film in a mall. That's it. That's literally the starting point. Have it on my desk by Monday.
Wild
and that's
West.
literally as well, because Wynorski and co-writer Steve Mitchell wrote the story in 24 hours and a script in a month. And there's just something kind of cool about it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean...
All right, I need a movie about a killer tractor. Oh, okay. Anything else? No, I've got a dummy and I've got a tractor, so I'm gonna run the dummy over with the tractor. I need you to write a movie around it. Okay, maybe I could write some sort of thing about urbanization and, neglected agricultural societies. Yeah, that's all right. Just make sure someone gets their tits out for the trailer. And that's it. That's your oversight.
Yeah. Trailer. in Hollywood, trailer is a byword for the lads.
Get your tits out for the trailer.
Ooh, how refined. Yeah, that's amazing. What artistic freedom. Yeah.
Well, this is where fucking Trumbo ended up when he fled Hollywood, having been blacklisted. He ended up making cheap shit that he had complete control over. It's very pulpy, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Also, the turnaround of a month. It's not long enough to get obsessed over. You just get it done, and then you're like, oh, I could probably do with a couple of passes. You say, fearing the edit, and you go, no, this is good. You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then chopping more.
Yeah.
Wynorski says that Kelly Maroney was cast because I'd seen Kelly in a couple of things.
Yeah.
Fucking jabronis. I'd seen Kelly in a couple of things, and I wanted to date her. So I figured the one way that I could make that happen was to put her in a movie. I don't have much in the way of evidence, but I don't believe that ended up happening. Wynorski says that Roger Corman took him out to lunch before making the film, and he brought a yellow pad, and after lunch he said, here's what you've got to do. Let me try to do my Roger Corman voice.
Okay.
Here's what you've got to do. Oh, no, that was it. And he gave me a film school in an hour. Everything I learned in the film school didn't count, but what he said made a lot of sense, and I still have that yellow pad, and I live by it. I now have it memorized. Many do's and don'ts. I feel like he contradicted himself a couple of times in there. I have the pad now. I have it memorized. I read it every day. What's going on with you? What's going on with your business?
Best not to ask.
The film was written to be at the Beverly Center, but they charged too much money to be inside of it. So
£2.
Very much like me.
Yeah.
Very, very unsuccessful OnlyFans. So the film was shot mostly at the Sherman Oaks Galleria, where Fast Times at Richmond High was filmed, but more importantly, where Commando was filmed.
Oh,
so if
brilliant.
those lists look familiar, it's because Arnie's been jumping about on them.
Oh, good. It's amazing how much they made that look like an island lair in Commando. And a plane. How much they made that mall look like Sully.
It's incredible. They shot everything and all the characters in that mall. It's amazing.
In and of that mall.
The whole thing was shot in 22 days. Fuck yeah. You see?
Beautiful.
Get it out there.
It's forget 9 months for a baby. This is done in 2 months. And then you move. Then you're on to the next thing.
It's a much better legacy than any child.
Yeah, any child, even Julie Corman. Who was someone's child.
She was, and that's important to remember. Until before Roger Corman got his hands on it.
Took us out.
Speaking of which, critics sent the movie a rambogram.
Oh.
Alex Sendell at the Juicy Cerebellum said, Robot killers in a mall, like Dawn of the Dead, done by dorks. Oh. Dorks is such a dorky phrase.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking dorks over here. What, mate? I'm going to beat you up now. Oh.
Get him. Yeah.
Call me a nerd, you piece of shit. And you punch him in the face. Public, meanwhile, had a very nice day.
Oh.
DCOM20 on Google said, for a drive-in movie, it was fine, but compared to something like Aliens, it sucked. But there was nudity in this movie.
Oh, yeah, and Alien didn't have that.
Yeah.
It almost did.
Yeah.
Teased us, but...
Yeah, there was that one bit where you get a scooch a nut from Hicks, but other than that...
God, the number of
Nothing,
takes
mate.
Ridley Scott did to try and not have that scooch a nut.
Before James Cameron chased him away from the set and was like, hey!
We
Stop sneaking back in here, you piece of shit.
I want to include the nut with computers. Yeah, we'll make our own VR nut for the future. A VR nut for the
is
future.
the name of the... Yeah, that's quite a good one for our VR porn website that we run. VR nut.
We'll put it in quotation marks, but you don't have to attribute it nowadays. You just do it.
Bust a VR nut, we say. And it's like, that's not very clever. And it's like,
Why don't you fuck off?
how's that for clever? Piece of shit, you dork. So, no Threeman, but excitingly, Will Gill Jr. played one of the two jerk janitors in this, and then 15 years later was the train conductor in that ridiculous scene in Pearl Harbor. So, Michael Bay saw this and was like, gotta have this guy.
He's the
I like the way he bullied that other guy.
He'll take my mind off of my ongoing abusive relationship with Megan Fox.
God.
What do you mean it's not a
Terrible
relationship?
man. What do you mean? I put her in a movie. That means I can date her. Oh, I get it. Hollywood is the problem.
Oh, shit. You heard it here first.
Finally, someone's calling this. The film has the incredibly high 50% score on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.6 on IMDb, and according to Joe Blow in his Black Fucking Sheep blog, did so poorly under its initial release as Killbots. It got pulled, cut, and released as Chopping Mall, and the rest is an hour-long podcast, I hope. So, Paul, you slime dog.
Fuck the future, it's Friday.
Why do I have a feeling that I'm going to regret this in the morning?
It's because we had to hang out with some classic American men, Paul, in this movie.
Oh, I love them.
Specifically the ones who work in a sofa store or bed store or whatever it is.
These are the douchebags I want serving me my sofas. That's why it's serving. Order number 3. Ah! Shouts it at you.
How's your sofa? Do you want to fuck on it? Not with me, with my bud. Look at him.
I fucked on it. He's just there, that fucking guy with the massive smile.
Christ. Look, my gum's all over it. So...
We're in a mall.
We're in a mall, Paul, and...
a lovely diamond shop with some nice tasty diamonds. But, oh no, a fiend!
A Terminator punk shows up.
With his own sinister music with him. He's okay, though, because Murderbot 3000 is here to look after this mall and its property.
Yeah. And Murderbot 3000 takes him out. Takes him out non-lethally.
Guy tries to shoot him in his soft, vulnerable metal body, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. No matter how many
I guess
bullets.
that's a lesson everybody's going to learn very quickly around here.
Probably.
So, yeah, he gets caught and tasered by the slow-moving robot. But hold on, this, like Hamlet, is merely a play within a play.
Oh my god. I thought it looked a bit silly and cheap. So...
This can't possibly be the movie.
So yeah, there's an announcement by Proto Ron Livingston about how the Killbot 3000s they deal exclusively non-lethal damage unless there was some sort of malfunction along the way. And there are two people in the front row who I hate so much that I hope we're going to see them again, but we don't.
Well, that's very interesting because, yes, Ron, what did you call him? Ron Burgundy?
Livingston.
Ron Livingston stands up there and it's like, folks, this ridiculous slasher movie is the reality I want here at Securetronics. I bet my career that it's going to go okay because Brian the Inventor has 3 robots, much to the chagrin of the actual couple from different movie, Eating Raoul, who cameo here.
Okay.
The Protector 101 series robots. 1 week from tonight at closing, the Protectors will begin their patrol of the mall.
Paul, they look like the Three Stooges.
Each assigned to one of the 3 upper shopping levels.
I don't know, Mary. The one in the middle has an unpleasantly ethnic quality.
They were much better in their own film, I can assure you.
Yes, I would imagine so.
Yeah, this thing's just going to neutralize people. Also, it has lasers, killer lasers. I mean, it looked pretty lethal in that film you just showed.
Yeah.
I want a documentary. I just made that to look cool.
I mean, tasers can probably kill, right? Yeah,
probably. Yeah, this is before all of that, mate. Don't worry. This is back when police power was even more unquestioned than it is now. Also, we've also installed these impenetrable security doors. Oh, do definitely still need the robots, yes.
Can't they just look? You're gonna get a lot of questions in that head of yours, that pretty little head of yours. He says, talking to the man, about doors and robots and a robot apocalypse, and ultimately you're gonna want to shove them all down like you do any emotions that you have because they're dangerous.
Absolutely,
and you don't want to be a dork, do you? Wait, who's a dork? Who's a dork? He's a dork. Get him.
Because nothing can go wrong. Cue the music and a quick montage to establish the tone of the film and the tone of the 80s. It's very good. There's hot dogs, bikini chicks, a Casio stand. It's all very good stuff.
Industry's being privatized.
And we cut to a restaurant with a bunch of remarkable movie posters on the wall. I wonder where I can hear more about this Barbarian Queen or the Lost Empire. They sound great.
It's more charming than when Michael Bay does it in Ambulance, isn't it?
It genuinely is.
Yeah.
There are two waiters talking about the excellent hang they've got coming up. Good times to the max, Paul. It's Marcy from Married with Children and the imaginatively named Waiter 2.
Bearer Bonner.
Oh, Bearer Bonner's not bad. We'll go with that for Waiter 2. There's all sorts of things going wrong back with the robots, but the guy monitoring them is more interested in his pornography to notice that the robots have been made murderous by lightning or Reaganomics or something.
or dorks.
The dorks made them murderous.
No.
But don't worry, it's not going to faze our heroic guys. Rick Moranis.
I also had it. It was Rick Moranis.
Yeah. Guy who plays Deathstalker in Deathstalker 2. You know exactly the one that is. Which one of these guys plays Deathstalker in Deathstalker 2? You know it's the guy with the grin.
The guy with the gum and the grin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jerry Seinfeld.
Chad Strongly. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Chad Strongly. Also, because we need more fucking characters, Gina Davis is about with Jeff Goldblum. They're a sort of punk couple who have a van and they haven't had enough fun lately, so they decide, why not go hang out at a teenager's party in a mall and fuck on a bed around them? That could be fun.
Show the kid what love's really like. See his kids.
Yeah, it's basically a big date fest, you know. It's basically an orgy, but can it be an orgy if people are only interacting with their own?
That's very philosophical, Paul.
It's not very socialist, I can tell you, but Deathstalker from Deathstalker 2 is dating Debbie Harry, I've called her.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which her Breakfast Club principal doesn't like, the dad. Yeah. But it's okay because he won't be in the movie again.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a cameo as well. Fuck me. I usually don't have to name this many characters outside of a Halloween special.
Was he in the Breakfast Club?
No, he wasn't. He just
okay.
looks like the guy who played the principal in the Breakfast Club and also the detective who investigated Stanley Ipkiss in The Mask. That actor.
Yeah. I know the guy. I think he's actually reprising his role in Not Another Teen Movie. But he had a bit of a Christopher Walken intensity in his eyes, Paul.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and a bit of Udo Kier at the same time.
Bit of Udo.
Bit of Udo. And
into Udo.
Yeah, he was furious, so furious that he left the set.
He left the movie, altogether. So, Scientist 2, I can't name them all. He doesn't notice that Scientist 1 has been fucked and eaten by a robot, so he lets his guard all the way down. But the unthinkable happens. All he wanted to do was sit and read the inexplicably long novelization of It Came From Outer Space, and he got harpooned for the fucking head by killbots.
Oh, Jesus.
My dad went the same way.
Oh, fuck. And then he looks at it and he's like, Killbot, we trusted you. And then the sticker peels off and it says Mr. Killbot. And you're like, wait,
hang on.
I know you. You killed my dad.
Oh, God. Well, we get more product placement from Casio. I'm a little worried these guys are getting too powerful. So I need to check into this. Elon Musk is really pushing these calculators, and I don't like it.
Jerry Casio.
Then it's the party. And Rick Moranis is pretty nervous because he's been set up with Marcy. Yeah. But don't worry, though. They've both got a couple of awkward smiles to give each other. And at this rate, they're going to be awkward kissing, just like their friends, in no time.
Fuck yeah, but it's better because some nice music plays when they're doing it, and neither of them have got their tits out.
Oh, fuck, though. This excellent robot is coming to rock your world, teens. It's a good thing he's really fucking dumb, and he just rolls right past, going past the licorice pizza store. What?
That's weird.
Did you see that?
What?
There's a shop called Licorice Pizza.
Oh, really? No, I thought you were just referring to, like, it was reminiscent of something from Licorice Pizza.
Yeah, the bit with the killbots attack. Fuck, this is the best one since Boogie Nights.
Return to form. Yeah. Well, look, Paul, it's a good thing some of those teens have to go outside the shop because the robots do seem incapable of entering.
Not quite yet. There's one first, because fucking hey, it's Dick Miller from loads of stuff. He was the guy who sold the Terminator his guns in the Terminator, and he was Murray in Gremlins, in Pulp Fiction. He's dead.
Yeah.
You clumsy son of a bitch! Look what you did. I ought to turn you into scrap metal for this.
May I see your identification badge, please?
Identification badge?
Do not make any sudden moves.
Sudden move? I'll give you a sudden move upside your head.
But our teens, yes, should be safe in the furniture shop. Hey, Deathstalker and Deathstalker 2, go get me some cigarettes. I don't wanna. Got some boobs.
Oh, right. I love boobs.
I really enjoy boobs.
Damn.
So he goes and does that.
Yeah. Damn my social conditioning. What was that? Oh, I mean, boobs. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not meant to be smart in this. So he gets surprised by a telephone jump scare. What is this, Scream? But unlike a Scream movie, something cool happens. An adorable robot darts him in the back and then rips his fucking throat out.
Yeah.
Take that, Skeet Ulrich, or whatever you are.
Okay, I haven't actually seen this film. And yeah, and then his girlfriend,
Debbie Harry,
Boobie Harry. She goes out. The cut suggests it's immediate, but she goes out hunting for him.
Yep, looking for him in her best butt shot, and she finds that Deathstalker from Deathstalker 2 has had a cheap prosthetic applied to his neck. Oh no!
No!
She gets a much better prosthetic as she gets her bloody dome blown off.
It does. Remember that scene, 'cause it's going to come up later on. So
in the best moment of the film.
Yeah, I did note at this point, well, when Deathstalker from Deathstalker 2 gets killed, the robot manages to sneak up on him, and he goes, "Oh, damn, you're quiet." And then every single movement after that is accompanied with.
May I see your identification badge, please?
Jeez, you little bastards are quiet.
They've got a great sense of theatre, have the kill bots.
Yes, I am stealth.
They make these noises voluntarily.
Fucking pricks.
Shall I begin the murderous psychopath process?
What? No, you have selected. Yes, please.
You have selected, yes, please wait instructions. So begins the running away from the robot section of the film, which will be followed by credits. The terrifying robots blow up a lot of shit around the teens until they manage to get to a save room.
Yeah.
But oh no, those heavy-duty security doors have locked, closing in the chaos. Thank God they've done this.
Oh, God.
But maybe the vents are an escape. Ladies first. Oh no, the hilarious robots! Run, fellow men! So we've got ladies in a Die Hard, and guys in a chopping mall.
In a True Lies. And like they're split up, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. Oh no, the bloody women, Paul. One of the bloody women misses a man, probably thinking about cooking or something, or a period. I don't know. And
what did we call Waiter 2? What was the better name?
Bera Bonner.
Bera Bonner, yeah, she's coming unglued, and kicks up an event and starts making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
I gotta find Greg. He needs me. Let me out of here. Susie, please. The guys told us to go down to the parking levels. Go to hell, Linda. You do what you want, but I'm getting out of here.
Because the guys had it totally in hand. They went off to Peckingpar's Sporting Goods, very subtle. And they tool up and cockily square off against the killer robot.
And they're fine.
Yeah, and it is tricky, though, because for every 5 shots they fire, they only get one little spark reaction off of the robot they're shooting at, which is a hell of a ratio, but they do manage to blow one up Jaws style.
Yeah. It's good. Some steam comes out of nowhere and they do a pose, and they don't even pick on Rick Moranis, so it's all going very well for everybody.
This place is on fire! Gotta get out of here.
But then the bloody women show up in search of chocolate, probably.
Yeah. Well, look, Gina Davis, she teaches everyone how to make petrol bombs. Women. And the guys are busy converting the elevator into, I think, some sort of bazooka. So it's all looking fine. The women fearlessly emerge and get ready to, oh my god, a robot, run! Luckily, Marcy's here, so she just fucking burns one of them down.
Yeah, Bera Bonner dies, though.
Yeah, Bera Bonner dies. Down. She gets set alight.
Yeah. Bera Bonner burns. And we'll go, brr, and...
they got the Bera Bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they hide out. And Gina Davis decides to spend the time figuring out how much money she owes to the mall, which I want to know how she has the expertise to calculate this. But also, I think they're definitely going to end up owing you.
According to my calculations, Provided we survive the night, of course. We're gonna be in hock to this place for the next 85 years.
I know, like, the whole breaking and entry thing, but I feel like there is some culpability that's gone here, and some corners seem to have been cut with the kill bots. Seinfeld isn't happy about Barabona, though.
Yeah.
She was a loose cannon.
Yeah.
What'd happen?
We've got to have some conflict now, so let's all start shouting and yeah. Then,
and done.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got to stick together. That's how we survive.
Yeah.
Well, what about my girlfriend who just recently died? We're all definitely sticking together then when we split up, and look where that got us. Yeah, okay, none of this is making any sense, so let's try and escape.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Let's try and get out of here before the third robot breaks in. There's another one? Yeah, there's another one. That's why we're sitting here looking pensive. Oh, I thought I thought this was the debrief.
So we don't need the Gatorade just yet. Wait, have the robots broken into any of the stores yet, or are they just patrolling the things and the aisles and we could the corridors? Sorry, and we could just sort of wait out till the morning and escape. So
it's the computer that we need to destroy.
Yeah.
If we take that out, all the robots will be toast. Let's run across the mall again, making loads of noise.
It worked really well last time.
But the stealth robot manages to clunkily sneak up on one of them again and throws Seinfeld to his death.
Yeah, there you go.
What is the deal with...
with you falling to your death? Yeah.
So, there's 1.5 robots left because the first one didn't die when they blew it up Jaws style.
I love that show.
Then they try shooting them some more in the hopes that it might finally work. You've got to commit sometimes.
Oh, for God's sake!
Stop clocks. Maybe this is the weak spot you haven't hit yet. The off button. No.
my fleshy heart that I wear on the exterior of my body.
Of course. So yeah, they managed to keep the killbots at bay with a tiny piece of metal wedged in a door, forcing them to very slowly cut down the door with their laser.
Yeah, fuck it.
So we're down to Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis, Marcy, and Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
It's good because there were way too many big head blondes and brunette dudes for me to come up with good names for everyone.
I was so confused.
I was really confused. I'm really glad that Waiter 2 is dead because I didn't have her in my notes. Although I liked her name. Yeah, they defeat the bot with some clever use of mannequins and a mirror, which, as we all know, can deflect deadly lasers.
It can, if we want.
Tell you what can't, though, is Gina Davis. She gets got.
Yeah, that's
she
on
was
her.
Genuinely my favourite.
Ah, bum. Well, time to pick a new favourite, Paul.
Well, okay, how about Goldblum? Oh, he decides that he can't live without her, so he slowly drives a cart into it, which makes it explode.
Second best moment of the movie.
Just half a robot left, and we've still got Marcy and Moranis inexplicably still standing.
Yeah. Well, they've got love guiding them, Paul, where the other ones were just...
Oh, beautiful.
Just gum. And fear of the intellectual.
I think we better split up. Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. Trust me, I know it's for the best. Let's just do this. We'll split up. We'll cover more ground. It's okay. You can always come get me. Okay, I guess we'll do it. Great. Ah, robot, help me! Jesus Christ! Get back here quickly, Rick!
Well, you try over there, and I'll try over here.
No, I don't want to split up.
What can happen?
You want a list?
We're wasting time.
Okay, look, if you even think you see anything or hear anything...
You'll hear me.
Okay.
This was a terrible idea. What was I thinking? And
so, yeah, Moranis intervenes and it's like, Marcy, get the hell out of here. Where? Literally the whole problem.
Yeah, well, okay, like, go back that way. Okay, I will. I'm dead. All right, I'll come back.
Yeah,
Bloody
well,
women.
Moranis gets his bloody head kicked in by the robot, so guess we're down to Marcy and a slow-moving robot and our funkiest techno track yet. Big beat.
Yeah, and the end, because I forgot what happened.
She hides behind some dog food. It's a good thing the robot's just a fucking idiot. How did he manage to kill so many of us?
Look,
Gina Davis was so good.
They are sentient, but we've gotten around this topic by making them really dumb. Like, oh my god, you guys.
That's what they never occurred to them about Skynet, is what we just made them fucking idiots.
Yeah. Just interested
Hang on a
in
minute,
football.
I had the nuclear codes the whole time, and then you destroy it. So, oh no, though, he accidentally let out some of the snakes and spiders, and she's a worthless girl. Oh god. Luckily, they get replaced by rubber ones in time for the shot where she has to get up.
Oh,
That's very considerate of the robot, of the killbot.
The killbot was like, got ya. Got the real ones inside me. Look, opens up his chest and they're just all crawling over.
I run on spiders. So, oh yeah, she's got Chekhov's flare stuffed in her boobs. So yeah, she creates a big mess with some paint and some white spirit and some thinner.
Yeah.
And then lures the robot in, and she torches it, which fortunately, as we all know, paint burns at the heat of 1,000 suns, and it's incinerated instantly.
Yeah, the camera does a lot of heavy lifting to make me feel like I'm gonna die. And then, and then Paul Rick Moranis is fine.
Oh, he's alive. Thank you for all your help, you dick.
I thought Goliath killed you. Nope.
They have a big hug. Oh, it's a shame all their friends died, but it's definitely time for some triumphant music.
They weren't my friends anyway. They were dicks.
Fuck those guys. Let's make out. They're charred corpses.
Get all up in there. Cover ourselves in their ash.
So what did you think of Chopping Mall?
Oh, God, Paul. Well, this is the stuff that Dark Place is made of, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's silly, fun, and short.
Yes.
Crazy sci-fi horror where you don't let a dodgy-looking prop get in the way of a good gore shot.
Yeah. It's so utilitarian in that sense. Just... Is that the word? Just it's so crafty in that sense of just like nothing going to waste.
Yes.
Just everything is going to get used. The whole cow is going to end up in this one.
Yeah.
And it is just remarkable. It bespeaks a attitude of just sort of understanding the fundamentals of what would make this experience fun, and just a willingness to sort of just go with that.
Yeah.
There's not much in the way of artistry, but there is a kind of artistry to just how effortless this feels. It doesn't feel contrived. It doesn't feel like a throwback. It doesn't feel like they're trying for something they're not. It is absolutely and unashamedly what it is, which is chopping more. That's kind of
It
fun.
is that. Within the purview of it being B-grade trash, it is it is very competent.
Yes,
weirdly,
it is.
Surprisingly so. And I get, like, watching something like this, I get why people think that, modern movies of the equivalent lack the charm. Because when you see something similar nowadays, it's 99% of the time going to be CGI, and it kind of distances
Flat
you
angles.
from what's happening. Whereas something like this, even though the dialogue and the acting is terrible,
yes, but charmingly terrible,
charmingly terrible. You sort of seeing it warts and all, like everyone knows what, and this will be the 50th time we've sort of discussed CGI. Wait. Checks episode notes, the 245th time. 275th time. Fucking hell, I don't know where I am or what time this is, but what I do know is everybody knows that a cheap looking, like, less than Dalek killbot walking around, it doesn't, it's not like a real robot, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's a palpableness to it, and it
exactly, and it can have a personality to it, even if that personality is based around it being a bit rubbish, because there's something a little bit endearing about that. The idea that these things were designed by a madman as part of a bad experiment that was not meant to work, and it has these lethal capabilities, and it thinks it's doing the right thing. And it has a kind of wacky and vaguely intimidating air to it. Once, it's shown capable of doing some very inconsistent deadly things. Yeah. It has a bit of an atmosphere as it's rolling after people, but like any time it's not being effective, it's being charming in how ridiculous it is, and that's not something I get from CGI. No. And what's more, is CGI allows you to just put whatever you want on screen. It'll look bad, but you can put whatever you want on screen, as demonstrated by Invasion Planet Earth. Yeah. Anything you can imagine, you can just do. Yeah. And you don't need to work around the limitation of not being able to do it well. Yes. Because CGI allows you to do anything you like half-assedly. Yeah. Practical effects, there's a floor that you can't go beneath where eventually you'll just get to the point where it's like, we can't do this. So what do we do instead? Yeah. We have to use creative camera angles. We have to edit well. We have to move around what we can't do with milk cartons. And that leads to a certain amount of artistry. And you do have Roger Corman at the center of this with his little, book of advice on how to make a movie. And there's a little bit of artistry there. It is the artistry of a charlatan, of a snake oil salesman, but nevertheless,
one.
he's a very good snake oil salesman. He's going to have you singing on your way home, cannot wait to put this stuff in your mouth or your hair or whatever the hell you're meant to do with it.
Yeah, and the important thing is you believe it.
Yeah.
Again, the fact that you're able to get your teeth into things like, even at the beginning when security Ron Livingston is giving his speech about the robot, and he does a demonstration with one of them, he shows them his ID badge, and they recognize him as an employee, and they don't attack him.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about how safe they are. The robot in the background is still turning and going.
Yes.
And it's and the fact that it's there in the room, it felt weirdly threatening. Like I felt the threat because it's a thing and exists in the space, and it's interacting and interrupting. And
and you have Ed 209 in your brain, so you know what a robot going out of control could look like.
Yeah, exactly. And and even though it just leads to suspense of disbelief, and even though it's not really scary, other than that one moment, it helps you buy into the heightened silliness of the movie overall. I think. Yeah, it meant that what would otherwise be a fairly pedestrian film just has something kind of special to it.
Yeah, it does. There's a little bit of magic in there that just arrests you, and the music helps too, because the music it's incredibly cheesy. It's incredibly on the nose. Ask anyone. Like, ask anyone to score a killer robot movie, and this is exactly what they do. They get the synth and they do like the hyper thing, and it's just it's very endearing. It's very endearing how Route One it is.
Yeah, endearing is right.
If you're someone out to watch a cheesy movie in the 1980s and there's a chopping mall ad, you're going to get exactly the things checked for you that you signed up to see. And to some extent, obviously you want to try and push boundaries. And the great thing about pulp fiction in general is that because there are such low levels of scrutiny on it, there is great opportunity for people to make things that are better than they should be, such as Eating Raoul, the story that those that couple are from, which is a story about two restaurateurs who decide to start bumping off yuppies in order to steal their money so that they can afford a better restaurant.
Okay.
It's like things like that can come out of these spaces, and Roger Corman, worked with all sorts, as did Menahem Golan and Yoram Globus.
He's like a fixer.
Fellini, if I remember correctly. Yeah, kind of. And it's like they'll make the schlock and use it to fund some actual art. And it's, it's very interesting. And the result is that you end up with 150 movies on this fucking guy's CV that nobody's ever heard of. But if you're just Joe Punter, who spent, however many bucks to come and see it on a Saturday night in Los Angeles in 1980, whatever, first of all, your life is great. But Second, you're not going to be disappointed in what you got. The bare essentials are there. You knew what you signed up for. You saw Roger Corman's name on this thing. You didn't come here to be challenged or have your expectations subverted.
Yeah.
It does what it says on the tin, and it's a pretty good tin.
Pretty sexy tin.
It's a pretty fuckable tin, and maybe we should open up that tin and get all the way in it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Start talking about our quickfires. Quickfire. I did enjoy the title montage of the 80s folk. It just bespoke the sort of busy life of a mall. And it's one of my favorite things about 80s slashers in general is when, in the opening moments, it does establishing shots of how 80s society looks through this weird lens, and it's always charming.
I liked the fake out when they're showing the movie at the beginning, and the
very
robot
Scream
chase.
4.
Yes, yeah, very derivative of Scream 4. I felt. It kills the guy. It's derivative of Bond, Paul. The opening. What is it? From Russia with Love.
From Russia with Love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where is it? Roger Moore? No, Connery.
No, it's Sean Connery gets killed by Jaws guy.
That's
Robert
it.
Shaw.
Yeah, and it's a like training exercise game thing.
Yeah,
and it's a similar thing here. When the end comes up on the thing, and there's a brief moment of confusion because the end sort of it lingers on that for a second or two.
Yeah.
And before revealing that it's a movie, that's good.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. You see, it's all going on.
Dildos.
This is Le Cinema. Dildos, exactly.
Yeah, great input, mate.
Great, exactly. Lightning striking the wall is great.
Yeah.
It just looked great. It had a very Frankenstein air to it. The whole thing has like this retro 50s sci-fi kind of feel to it, which is quite charming, especially since this is now exactly the kind of movie that we will harken back to now. So it's like I guess 80s nostalgia has secondhand 50s in it.
Yeah.
Because the 80s was all about ripping off the 50s.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You look at tropes or tradition and comment on it in some way. That's basically just being alive, isn't it?
Next decade, we're getting the 70s care of the 90s, I guess.
Yeah. It should be horrible for
60s care of the
horrendous
90s.
for all of us.
Yes. Shit, that actually works. Yeah, because Oasis, Beatles. That's probably more, but that's all I'm going to do.
That's all I'm prepared to do. The line from the eating Raoul couple.
Yeah.
When they're watching they're looking at the robots demonstration. And the guy goes,
"They remind me of your mother. It's the laser eyes."
It was a good line. I wasn't sure about the smarmy delivery. It was too much for me. But
and
I
her
like the
shocked expression in return, like they knew they were in a Roger Corman movie.
Yeah, because they are gurning, and
my God, they're going 110%.
You can hear the eye rolls,
which I don't remember them doing in Eating Raoul.
Yeah, okay.
It has been a while. Yeah, you quoted it earlier. Fuck the fuchsia, it's Friday.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's not that. I can't find the fuchsia.
Oh, fuck the fuchsia. It's Friday.
What a line. What a great, what do you call it, alliteration. And what an attitude. I feel like I want to incorporate that into my life. You know, fuck the future, it's Friday. Fuchsia, not future, incidentally. It's because somebody wants fuchsia curtains.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, fuck the future, it's Friday.
I feel like fuck the future, it's Friday is also something that a lot of people live by. And
and that's how we got to where we are today.
Yeah. Vote nothing. Vote and then it just cuts to a void. The restaurant scene. There's a
vote void.
There's a hefty guy. Vote void.
Void.
Vote void. Everyone.
Void for president.
There's a waitress in the waitress scene. There's a fat guy in the back and he eats lots and he's gross because that's that's what that means
because he is communicated to be.
Yeah, and but then just out of nowhere, the waitresses are talking about the party they're going to go to. And it cuts to him, waitress, more butter, and then end of scene.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah.
Because he seems happy enough. Gina Davis is my favourite camper, is Gina Davis. Because, she's just this cool truck lady who knows how to fix the truck better than her guy does. It's very sort of competent. Like she's putting the petrol bombs together later. And when she does get killed, it's such a big surprise. Like there's just this big blood thing on her chest. It kind of goes blam, and she's down. And it was a big surprise. And I found her a very endearing character. And it was a shame when she was gone.
Oh,
that's what you want to feel in these movies. Is you want to feel like, oh, my favorite one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Strike 3, Walden. You're out. My turn.
It's okay. I got it.
You know the rules, Buster. Let's into the cab.
Okay, Butch. You know I can't resist it when you get tough.
Yeah. Just crank it when I tell you.
Why can't you just stuck to Panicky Idiot? I would 100% be Panicky Idiot, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, either just found a place to hide and then gone, let's hope the robots don't find me. I'll see you in 12 hours. They go, oh, we're in here until 6 a.m. Oh, brilliant. All right, well, I'm just going to go in this closet.
I would be kicking the door in vain, making a tremendous amount of noise.
You'd be the guy who finally goes to shoot themselves in the head and there's no bullets in the gun.
Yeah, I'd be Bera Bonner, is what I'd be. I would definitely be her in this.
Always lusting after your man. Gary? I'm going to say Gary.
Yeah, it's Gary.
I liked the dad. Like I said, had an intensity to him. Intensity to him. And it's a shame he didn't just show up later on and yell someone's name in a sort of a deanly way.
That would have been
Robot
perfect.
House.
I like it when Marcy came on to Rick Moranis. I just like the fact there's this awkward couple they've set up, and I don't know, it feels like it's about to be communicated that he's going to blow it, and then after killing some robots, he'll have found the confidence to be, the hunk guy. But no, she's just like, fuck this, and just like kisses him.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see her take control.
Yes.
What do you say I take you home?
That's real sweet, Ferdy. But if it's all right with you, you can stay a little while longer.
Yes, definitely. She is the sort of more confident, competent one of the two of them.
Yeah.
And I liked...
And that's fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
Before she kisses him, she throws their cups in the bin and they go to make out.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes...
She's a badass, too.
And he goes, nice shot. And then there are two callbacks to the nice shot thing later on when she takes his gun and shoots the canister to make the lift explode.
Yeah.
A lot happens in this. And he said, "Oh, nice shot." And then when he isn't dead, and she wins by blowing up the thing with dynamite, he returns with a roll of toilet paper on his head wound and just goes, "Nice shot." And that's cute. I liked it.
It is cute. I like it.
I
also like the headshot, the iconic headshot, in which the character's head is just blown up. It's fucking amazing. Just, it looked great. It was very well cut. Like, everybody knows the very effective but very obviously fake head explosions from things like Dawn of the Dead or Scanners, where, it gets by on how powerful the moment is, but you can clearly see the fake head before it explodes. This one is cut just right so that you don't get a chance to register that it's a fake head when it explodes.
Because it's the same shot. She comes into shot, and it's her, and it cuts away, and it cuts back, and it's just as the head explodes. So it's kind of it's a bit of an optical trick, isn't it?
Absolutely,
very smart.
Yeah, it's in that Roger Corman book.
It's 1 page long, but it's 18s only. Yeah, the score is great. It's so cheesy and fun. There's a slower variant, or just the slower piece that plays earlier on of the danger music. Stabbing piano notes.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that was great.
A fun shot of the robot silhouetted and the security door closing, implying that he's still in there with them. That was a very cool shot. I love a tooling up scene. I love characters just loading up a bunch of guns and strapping them up, even if these guns aren't going to be used on street punks or terrorists, as I prefer. In my cheesy movies, they're just going to be shot in eventually a robot.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I just love seeing a bunch of guns getting loaded.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a pretty nasty squib on Waiter 2. Bera Bonner. There's a pretty nasty squib goes off on her leg when she gets shot. It's pretty gnarly looking, like a Die Hard.
Yeah, cool.
Like a Die Hard.
I love Die Hard. Hey, I love
Die Hard. Seinfeld shooting a shotgun and making the camera shake in doing so. It's after, I think, Barabon is killed, and he's just, he does a sort of assault on Precinct 13 style shotgun, double shot, and he does it so hard that the camera is shaking a bit. That's great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When the dynamite explosion or the flare explosion goes off, the camera shakes, implying weight. I found it very effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
The waitress friends, Bera Bonner and
Marcy.
Marcy, that's it. They have this thing where they say things in unison, and I think it's references to like just shit things that guys have said. And that kind of made their friendship feel real, even if it's something that was heavily scripted and structured.
It's a little thing.
Had the opposite effect. Yeah, it was good.
Like Crispin Glover and his mate in Friday the 13th Part 4.
Doing whatever it is he does. The fucking when I can't remember which of the hot young kids it is, but some of the ones that are having sex. The guys, they're kissing, and he goes,
"You smell like pepperoni."
Well, if that's the way you feel.
Wait a minute.
What?
I like pepperoni.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so lame.
Such a weird thing. Such a weird delivery, and his voice just gets to a weird apex. That was fun.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
When Deathstalker from Deathstalker 2 goes out to look for cigs, he pops his ID badge in his mouth and sort of hitches up his trousers and does up his fly, and it's just a really interesting bit of physicality there, and the focus is on him with the badge in his mouth, and it just took me by surprise for some reason.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. When Jeff Goldblum, just everything to do with him luring the robot into the lift and then sort of dropping it and blowing it up, it just, including the shot from Marcy, it looked great. It was a really good explosion and a satisfying moment, and it's hard to tell how they did it because it looked really good.
And there's a good jump from the lift.
Yeah,
when he does that. Yeah. It's like across a gap, and it's
absolutely.
It's something
just
that somebody
Arnie
did.
Style.
Yeah,
someone did that. Probably Arnie.
Yeah,
and it's a very cheesy line, but when the lady just says,
"I guess I'm just not used to being chased around a mall in the middle of the night by killer robots."
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like a bit of that sort of thing.
Oh, we all like a bit of that. ladies and
And I'll
gents.
also have Moranis. Rick Moranis gets a canister like thrown at him by a robot, and it just fucking hits him in the chest, and it looks great. He just throws him backwards.
He flies into a
good
bin.
hard hit. Yeah, he flies into a bin. It's a really awkward fall.
Yeah,
and I like that.
Look good. The Woman on Fire, Paul.
Woman on Fire.
That looked good.
Women on film, women on fire.
Women on fire. Women on fire. And then when the boyfriend arrives, and there's a shot of her on fire, and then his reaction, the horror of realizing his girlfriend is on fire, and then it hard cuts to her motionless, flaming body, and it's fucking hilarious. It shouldn't be, but the hard cut implies comedy, and it's just god, dumb. I loved it. And
are you okay?
Yeah, love. All right, so yeah, the guy eventually riding the cart into the killbot and just going flying off of it was very good.
Oh yeah,
and and when the killbot grabs I don't know his name, the guy who gets killed.
Thrown off the edge, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, is it like he grabs him at the top of the escalators?
Yeah,
the killbot clamps his arm, and then it cuts to a long shot of him twirling and flailing, and he lets a shot off into the air, and there's something about that movement in the distance which looks amazing.
The snakes and spiders look good when they were unleashed, and in particular the snake is like writhing about and twisting, and he's like, I don't know, the spiders are like bouncing off of him and are like you know, and it's just the way they interact is really authentic.
Yeah.
There's a bit where Marcy has to smash through some glass using her jumper, which I guess is made of fucking mithril because it manages to protect her perfectly. But just the movement that she does, of sort of elbows first, is really good. And finally, the freeze frame credits with the music are just superb, and it culminates amidst all of these hilarious poses. Just total Wild Women of Wongo quality here. But the best one is that the woman whose head explodes, they show that shot and then freeze frame on her head exploded with her credit, and it's so good.
That's her legacy.
God bless her.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's all I have to say about the good stuff in Chopping Mall.
Fuck yeah. Well, what about the good stuff of the OG team?
What about the goods stuff?
Oh my god. Well, I put that one out years ago, and no one was interested in getting in touch. But one person did, and they said, I know Paul Goodman. And I can only begin to
and that was it.
Wonder what that means, you know. To what extent do they know me? And are they happy with that? Who's Eric Mellon?
I don't know.
They've followed us, and they've got a verified tick next to the name. But
oh my god!
But they follow like 27,000 people.
Okay, what's the name?
Eric Mellon or Mellon, creative director at First Person SF.
I don't know what First Person FS is. Football club, football sphere.
SF.
Oh, sootful.
Science fiction.
I guess so.
I don't know. Well, any fucking way.
I respect the shit out of him, though. I'll tell you that.
Oh fuck yeah, mate! Love that guy.
Die for that man.
Suck him off. Do anything. Okay. Starting with Patreon. Mark Reed, after talking about all the stuff he loves about me, Paul Goodman, says, it's hard for me to decide which 1986 robot gets hit by lightning and runs a mock movie I like the most. I do wonder if Short Circuit and this movie shared effects because the robots have very similar bottom halves. It's very Johnny Five, isn't it? However, Chopping Mall is an absolute hoot. A good but dumb 80s horror, and here are my good thoughts, or whatever you guys say. Or whatever the fuck you are.
Whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
I don't fucking care. The snarky couple at the presentation. Licorice Pizza is a great name for a record shop. Ice...
Oh, that's why it's called that.
Okay. God, I get it now.
I never got that.
Wow.
It looks like a Licorice Pizza, a record. Fuck me.
I just thought it was a silly thing.
Love it.
Art.
You've blown my mind.
Hey, everyone. Art. Ice cream lift boy. Different colours of laser so I know which robot is which.
Yeah.
Ferdy, I'm glad he makes it. And thank you, have a nice day after every kill.
Thank you, have a nice day.
Yeah, oh my god.
Now, can we talk about the House of Almonds? How many different types of almonds are there? Why do they need an entire house? Does marzipan count? Good questions. Ones we're not prepared to ask on this stupid show.
Or qualified to answer.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You have to talk to Dr.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Bex Watson said, I'm so sad that I'm at a conference and won't be able to sit down and watch this because it looks incredible. But I read the title and tagline out to the other publishers here, and we're all agreed 11 out of 10 would immediately watch. Hey, thanks, publishers.
Yeah, all of you should, because this will be great for your industry. And also, it's just a lot of fun.
Yes. And just to save...
Vex becomes the Roger Corman of the publishing industry.
Just to save some time at the other, the bottom end of this episode, this is also my one better thing. So, over to Twitter now, thanks, patrons. Chris Attaway says, never seen it, but that is one good title. Hey, that's a good alternate for our podcast name. One good title. Doesn't mean much for us, but...
No, absolutely not.
Just consider it.
But yes, it's a misleading title because nothing gets chopped, and it does imply a slasher, which...
Yes.
I guess this is. It's just a slasher with killer robot energy.
It's a sci-fi horror, Paul. What more do you need?
What do you need?
So...
What do you want or need?
Just go away. So Matt Freitas, or Freitas, I apologise, said...
Freitas.
Mother Ritus says, chopping mall is a blast. And it is, I would say.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It was a really good blast of good fun.
Yeah.
Not much to engage with, but it's just a good amount of fun.
Sometimes you're just thankful for that.
Sometimes you just want a bit of fun.
And I'm thankful, and I also do want a bit of the OG team. I'm thankful for the OG team. Brilliant. Great.
Also a bit of fun, all of them. One better thing. The one better thing.
Yeah, this for me.
Yeah, sure. I am a big fan of the whole 80s cycle of like setting slasher movies in various settings and theming them that way.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorites is, God, there's so many, but I will pick Stage Fright to talk about, the 1987 movie by Michael Soavi, an Italian movie, I think it Deliria in its original Italian, and awkwardly dubbed into English. And it's a theatre production. There's a play being staged, and someone is going around killing bit players, stage-hands,
like in Scream 2.
Whatever else. And like in Scream 2, but it's really good, and I like it a lot. And the killer has a big, horrible owl head, which is very scary. And it has some really unsettling and creepy moments in there too. So I'm going to go with that. It's like Dario Argento's opera, but without the heavy metal. The inexplicable heavy metal. I don't think this one has heavy metal.
The inexplicable purples and pinks.
The one better thing. And that's just about going to do it. So, brilliant. Paul, how can people find out about the people that we're killing in various places? We're not bound to a single location.
No, fuck that. And our inexplicable purples and pinks, well, they can get onto Twitter and Facebook at OGDpod, send us an email at ogdpod@gmail.com and say, what's with all of the stuff that Paul just said? And I'll go, I don't know. I'll forward your email on to him, and he won't reply. He's a busy man with a lot of thoughts, and you can find all of those on...
And I don't know how to check my emails.
No idea, mate. But you can see some more of his thoughts on Screen Mayhem, where he's a film critic. You can sign up to our Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, if you like this shit, then you're going to love the shit we put on Patreon.
Holy crap. I can tell you, it's very similar.
It's very, very... So we have episodes like the Paul's pitches, our sneaky pea previews of the our Halloween specials. This year we're doing Scream, and that's been really underwhelming. So you can go and listen to our frustrated, angry discussions about why the Babadook is fucking better than Scream 6 or 5 and 6, I imagine. So yeah, just for $1 a month. Imagine that. Imagine paying $1 a month. And having
getting everything.
The world at your fingertips.
Everything we can offer.
And speaking of everything we can offer, we have a TTRPG D&D podcast called Quest Fantastic, where me, other Paul, say hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Jen, Sarah, and Nell, all of whom you've met at some point.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I hear it.
Anyway.
Listeners, rewind, turn it up. And don't turn it back down because we've got some important things to say. Quest Fantastic is great, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. I'm finished. Excellent. I'm Paul Finished.
I'm Paul Excellent.
And remember, the one good thing about chopping more is that apart from the chopping, it's exactly what you expect.